So according to George Lucas, he
believes in ecumenical.
Yes.
He believes that there's more than one way to God. If there is a God in his mind, he doesn't believe in a creator.
The force in his mind is this, I guess, just a general everything, all religions.
Religiosity.
He thinks we're all believing in the same.
Well, he believes what the Pope believes. You can squish all the religions together, and squeeze them out of a toothpaste tube, and we can all go to God as one. And then not recognizing that Jesus Christ, one, he is God. He's God incarnate, and he died for our sins. So he's the only way. Yeah. He's the only way in. So notice he doesn't mention that. And also he doesn't understand what religion means. Religion doesn't mean faith practicing of faith. It means to practice, though. Yeah. You religiously practice soccer, brush your teeth. Yeah. You religiously practice soccer because you're on a team. Yeah. That's what
a lot of people don't know that's what that actually means. Technically.
Jesus said true religion, he says, as in true practice, is to give to the poor and take care of the widows and the orphans. That is called the true religion. So this, whatever he's talking about.
But there's only one way to
There's only one way to heaven, to God, is through Jesus Christ. Yeah. Through his blood. You have to trudge through his blood to get to God, because he spilled it for you. Yeah.
But,
whatever this nonsense he was talking about.
So basically, this
nice hairline though. Once it got plugs,
So this idea of the force, again, it's teaching this kind of vague, mystic. Anyone can get to heaven, and there's no, and we all just have the force. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Film is a culmination of all the arts. It is also the most deceptive art form. Moving pictures are an illusion in and of itself. Yes, film has told great stories, but its origins are deceit. This podcast will look at films and weigh them for their merit, so that you will be armed to resist deception. Hi everyone, welcome to Nightstone Film Revelations. Today we are looking at the Star Wars saga. Star Wars is a saga featuring the Rebel Alliance who rebel against the evil galactic empire in a galaxy far, far away. The main plotline features Luke Skywalker discovering that he can use the Force. Luke trains to be a Jedi Knight, and with his twin sister Princess Leia and mercenary Han Solo, he joins the rebellion to defeat the evil Darth Vader, who turns out to be his father, and the evil Emperor Palpatine.
Oh my god. Corny.
The other 6 films are a drawn-out 3-part prequel.
Yes, they are drawn out.
About Luke's father, Darth Vader, and then another 3-part trilogy, occurring after the original trilogy, featuring a disenchanted Luke, a deadbeat dad Han Solo, and the new protagonist, Rey, who is the granddaughter of Palpatine.
Give me strength. So we're going to start off with a bang with the daddy issues.
Yeah, right there we can already see that stuff. Again, you could see this is like ripe for the studio to buy it off.
You know, we can feed on their flesh.
Well, you can see it fits right into their
the studio. Go, yes, let's buy this. Yes, it fits into our narrative. Stupid father, dead father, no father.
Or evil father.
You evil father, or we hate father. Yeah. Oh, brother. Yeah.
Well, first off, we wanted to. Well, so we're covering the saga. We're not going to cover every single thing.
One quick word I can't stand in this.
Yeah. You're going to break out into hives.
I'm going to break out into hives. I got my homemade wine that I make in my garden for our mulberries, because I'm going to break out in hives because I hear the word saga attached to this.
Star Wars.
It's only it's not the Thornbirds. That was a saga. That's excellent. The Thornbirds. This. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah. So we're finally just going over Star Wars. Again, we're not going to go over every single film or all the details. Mainly just the problems that are generally throughout all of it. But,
and I saw those problems from the very beginning, very day. I remember before it came out. This is 1977. I'm in school. I'm in middle school, and some kid came up to me. I forgot. I think his name is Roger, and he said, "You're gonna go see this new movie that's coming out." And I said, "Well, what's it called?" He said, "Because he said it takes place in space." And I'm a little dubious, okay, space. I hate sci-fi. He said Star Wars. I went, Star Wars. That's a stupid name. It's unimaginative. It just sounded nerdy.
Yeah, I had to think about it, because I grew up already hearing about it.
Yeah, you were born into
it. When I thought about it. as an adult, I'm like, yeah, it does sound kind of...
It's not like When Worlds Collide or, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah.
When titles meant something. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Ooh, I want to see that. Star Wars. That sounds corny.
It sounds juvenile. It sounds
juvenile, unimaginative. So I turned my nose up at it. I didn't want to see it. So I didn't see it. I did not see it. I was watching other movies, though. I saw Bridge Too Far. Excellent film. Thank you, Dave. Richard Attenborough, thank you. I saw the Turning Point with Anne Bancroft and kooky little Shirley MacLaine, but they're good in this. And Mikhail Baryshnikov is in it. So it's a ballet movie. I danced. And The Goodbye Girl. I love The Goodbye Girl. But Neil Simon made that for his wife. But the Star Wars thing came out. This is back when movies were still in smaller theaters, big theaters, but not like multiplexes.
Not multiplex, yeah.
Right. They were still kind of working that out. But later on, what I saw about this movie is that it literally birthed the man baby, because flash forward to 1997. And along the way, I saw little hints of weirdness. I mean, boys liked it. They pick up a stick and use a lightsaber, and everybody's going whoom, whoom, whoom. Annoying, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was anything weird about it. I thought it was a one-off. You liked the movie, you're a kid. You liked the movie, you went on with your life. I started to notice little obsessions with when I was in 1979, when the second one, I guess, was coming out, and you started to see the nerds be nerds. And they were into computers, and then they were talking strange and acting weird, and that did not happen before. And even some girls, it's always dumpy girls. They fell in love with Han's Solo. Ugh, it's a mess. But then flash forward to when I had my own children, and I went in 1997. It's the 20-year anniversary of the original.
Yeah, there's a re-release.
Yeah, the re-release of the Star Wars. What's the second one? Is Empire Strikes Back, and
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Oh God, I'm gonna drink in a minute, but let me tell the story. I'm standing in line. I thought I was gonna be original to get tickets. I thought you guys might want to see it on the big screen. Yeah. Sure, it's a big screen kind of spectacle. Yeah. So I get in line. The line goes all the way down the parking lot. So the parking lot's big. This is in Portland, Oregon. So it's the Multnomah complex. If you're from Portland, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm standing with other normal parents. We're all normal. This is 97, so I'm 32. I remember I was 12 when the movie came. Keep in mind, I was 12, and so were the boys of that time. And I saw these little bulbs tent bulbs in the parking lot.
They're like, I guess, tents made to look like
the
I don't know, like I think Tatooine huts. I think it's like that. Yeah.
Did you say a freaking nerd word?
Sorry for them to understand what you're saying.
God, I hate the words. I hate when people talk about it. This is awful. So I'm standing,
and I'm not a nerd. Okay, I just know some of the lingo.
The freaking nerd lingo. Just geek out. I'm sitting there with my coffee. I'm standing.
No offense to nerds. But if you're obsessed with Star Wars, that's a problem.
You need to grow up. So I'm standing with some other normal parents, and we're having our coffee. We thought we were standing in line. And then out emerges from these wombs were grown men. About my age.
Yeah,
32, between 32 and 35 years old. I thought, okay, this is some fun thing for their kid. No, just them came out. And they were dressed like Alec Guinness. Right. Yeah. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. So they're dressed like him. Some were dressed like Skywalker in his little beige outfit in the desert. Yeah. And I was like, what's this? And they had lightsabers with them. Because
they're not all fit like Luke.
No, they're not exactly fit either. They're all schlebs. Little flumpy. Sitting around playing Game Boy too long. And they came out. No kid with them. Just them. That's what it hit me. Something happened. And then I did say, that explains some behaviors I was seeing, that this thing made boys not grow up. They became men with toys, the toys they collect.
Collecting the toys,
And the other parents were like, what do we look at? What the hell is this? They literally unzipped like a C-section and birthed themselves out of that bulb, dressed like, some Star Wars character. And I went, oh my God, they haven't grown up. this thing called Star Wars did this to them. And it freaking seed their brain, because I've seen weird guys talking about it. They refer to it. It's one thing if you refer to it, I guess, artistically. It was a supposed game changer or whatever. But what I saw was men in tents, men with toys, grown men with toys. Men coming out of those tents dressed, cosplaying Obi-Wan Kenobi. Am I right on that?
Yeah,
that's the only name.
I would imagine.
For some reason, that's the only name that doesn't bother me, because Alec Guinness is a classically trained actor, and I've seen him in The Passage to India and other movies, Lawrence of Arabia. So it doesn't make me,
like Jar Jar Binks.
What the hell is that? Oh, is that from the new
the
second one?
These
I
names.
slept through most of that, but because the reason they released it 20 years later for their anniversary is because they were introducing the new
generation,
the new shit that was coming out.
See, what I think is interesting too.
You might find me relapsing in my. I'll try not to. I'll just try.
But again, I think to hear your account of this from what you recall when it first came out, and then continuing as an adult,
I thought it was just a movie. It went off.
It definitely really reveals something Bewitched people watching it.
It bewitched boys.
We're going to discuss some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think at the very least I can already see something similar that happened with Harry Potter, I think, where you have this film that came out in 77, and you got a 12-year-old or maybe even a little bit younger, and they saw it. Okay, but then And the first film almost seemed like they were thinking maybe it could be one film.
What, Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars. But I think they were hoping to do more, obviously. But that's the thing. So then, 2 or 3 years later, the second
79.
One yeah.
I was a freshman in high school.
So a 12-year-old becomes a 14-year-old.
Now the 14-year-old boys.
Well, yeah, and so I'm thinking, okay, so this guy's, I'm
this.
growing up, and now you're thinking, oh, this movie that I liked is still happening. So I'm going to hang on to it.
Yeah, and that's when I saw the turn of the screw here. Now the guys who were, I would say, geeky or nerdy kind of guys, smart guys, but not really diligent and disciplined, were starting to really immerse into this world. Into the realm. They had a realm. They even had like little radio readings and stuff on radio.
And then just saying though, and then it went on to, when's the third one came out?
83, when I graduated from high school.
So another, 4 years later.
So this 12-year-old will graduate from high school
becomes an
83,
adult
83.
with these films.
And so they've been bewitched and transfixed.
Well, and I think the idea, what I'm saying is, it's similar to Harry Potter in that sense. I remember, with Harry Potter, I started when I was 10, and then it just kept going until all the books had come out, and then all the films came out, and I'm 25 by the time this is all over, and it's you realize this whole thing's been you've been sticking to this thing for almost half your life. But I think similar with the whole thing with Star Wars is that it made probably boys cling to their boyhood and not become a man.
And when I see that in men, and I have seen it in men, it just looks disturbing, and they have been transfixed. Because let's face it, again, we talk about Hollywood and what it's really founded in. This is witchcraft. This was bewitching of boys to dismantle boys so they could be shitty men, shitty fathers, shitty husbands.
I do think it was on purpose.
It was on purpose.
Kind of depletion of manhood. And it's in the story. I want to talk about that a little bit too, is that there's boyish representations, I'd say, of the main characters. So we got, sorry to mention the names, but you got Han Solo and,
played by Harrison Ford. I liked him in Witness.
Yeah, but he's kind of almost portrayed as this older brother rebel kind of.
If it was at the time the movie came out, he'd be driving a Camaro, a gray Camaro, with a spider on top of it, of the hood. Black t-shirt with American Eagle. He's smoking his Lucky Strike. No, his Camels down to the nub, or his Marlboros. Down to the nub. He's got a girlfriend who works at a diner. He picks her up. He flicks cigarettes at people. He'll defend his old brother, younger brother. He's got that hair with the bangs and the mullet, and his name is Seth or Jed or something like that. Han Solo.
But he's definitely portrayed, and again, his character is he's an Aladdin-like character. He's
ironically, those guys didn't go see Star Wars. They thought it was a piece of shit. They were like, I've seen that shit.
But and again, as he's portrayed as this basically mercenary type who only looks out for himself.
A rake.
Yeah, a rake. Yeah,
He's a bit of a rake.
What I think is also curious is that they also made him he's the love interest for Leia eventually, who's a princess general, which is kind of a weird combination, but basically someone who is of a high standard.
Yeah. Again, going back to
like in Aladdin,
like in as the studio had hopes for. They probably always had their
eyes on it.
Yeah, their eyes
fingers,
on it, and their little fingers, snake fingers into it. Anyway, that she would lower her standards.
Yeah.
It's like a chick from West Point.
Yeah. Marrying a thief. I mean,
married a hobo.
I mean, he's Han Solo is a mercenary. What is he? He's doing
there's a touch of thug about him.
Yeah, he doesn't have a career or anything.
And may I just say how Lucas directed him. I mean, Harrison Ford is so much better in other movies. I hate that little drawl. He talks like this, and he's got the little thing, and he talks like he's half drunk. I don't like his. Okay, I'm sorry. You're an old man. You can deal with it. I don't like your performance in it. I like your performance in Witness. Yeah,
Patriot Games.
Yeah, you're rocking it. This. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's playing a cad, so I think it works for the role. But that's the thing; it's like he's playing a cad, and we're supposed to like him. Yeah, again, it's similar what they've done with Aladdin and like the guy. I mean, totally like the main guy in Tangled is like a Han Solo type.
Totally is. Yeah. Oh my God.
And we're supposed to like that guy. And, but yeah, so it's kind of boyish, young, and immature how they what the character Han.
And they want boys to look up to the rake.
Yeah, and then I think they also do something similar. Well, not similar to Han Solo, but a boyish kind of creation with Luke.
He's a perpetual boy, even though he grows up.
Yeah, I think he's kind of a perpetual boy.
And Peter Pan there.
And I explain is that people might say, well, no, he becomes a Jedi. He grows. He does grow, you might say, in the story. But he's boyish throughout. I mean, say the first film, definitely he's kind of like this young guy, boy kind of guy trying to save the princess and stuff.
Yeah, when I finally saw the first one by accident in 1983, I remember thinking, oh, yeah, they shot him well. And I thought, oh, what is this movie? And I realized I was watching Star Wars because I must have missed that opening.
Yeah. But it's interesting because then you might say he does develop, but if you think of in the second one and the third one, it ends up being about this confrontation with his father, which if you think about it, it's like, well, that's still kind of a boyish thing to do. It's this kind of like, let me fight my father, let me address him and confront him. And so by the last one, Return of the Jedi, he finally confronts his father, but that's all he really achieves. I mean, defeating the Galactic Empire and all that crap, but that aside, for Luke's main storyline is that he was confronting his father. And so that, I mean, you think about it, it's like, well, that's a boyish thing to do. It's like, this is something, even if you didn't have a good father, you get over and get on with your life.
Forgiveness. It's called forgiveness.
And people would argue, well, he did forgive him. It's like, yeah, but I just feel like the plot line of just him addressing and confronting his father is just kind of boyish.
Who wrote it? Was it Lucas? He wrote it? He's working on his own issues.
Yeah, it's like you're still working on your issues. I always feel like if you're still working on issues with your parents.
Artistically, what do you expect from Hollywood? Yeah. You're bleeding on the page. Now we gotta feel your feelings.
But it's childish.
It's childish. You're puerile. And if you listen to Lucas's voice, he sounds like a 12-year-old boy who grew up into a man's body.
But the point being is that I think this went towards this kind of man baby kind of fan base. Is this kind of,
I'm not gonna forget my dad.
These are the main characters that you're following, Han Solo, this kind of rebel kind of guy, does whatever he wants, kind of stuff. I do what I want, or do what thou wilt, which is an Aleister Crowley.
Which
term.
is attached to
it's just another way
of the processing of this thing.
Which is basically Satan worship. That's what Aleister Crowley coined. But but that plus Luke being this kind of perpetual boy, even if he becomes dark, sure, he's got the black glove and all that stuff. He's dark now because he's become a more trained Jedi. He's still kind of boyish in his pursuit, and that therefore it makes all the fans, I think,
I find
kind of
it interesting.
boyish.
You just mentioned that, and then you realize that he's so I guess it's the second one. He's in dark gloves like his father, and that makes me think of boys not maturing and growing dark, and then you get these dark, in the public eye, young men who have gone and done some taking arsenals to educational structures, wearing the dark clothes and the dark gloves,
wanting to
unalive a bunch of people, particularly children, because they're mad at their own father. And so
a few times those instances
that's what
they
wearing.
Unalive their parents first.
And then they go and do that to the small children, wearing the dark and the black and being a black hand basically. And so that didn't occur to me until you said that. Thinking, so what are you saying?
And I was always a little weird about. It's a little
bewitching too. It's also warlocky to put him in such black.
Yeah, I remember always actually being like, why is he? Especially when I started to look into visual design, I was like, why put him in the dark clothing?
Yeah, I thought he'd be in something a little more. It's heroic colors.
Yeah.
He's in black. He looks like a.
And you might say, I'm sure.
He looks like League of Shadows or something.
Fans would say, well, it's because he was struggling with the darkness. Okay, but in the end, he forgives his father, and it's all over. Again, films are supposed to make the visual design show that, and it didn't. He was still dark. Yeah. He still wore the black.
He looked like he's in League of Shadows. From Batman Begins. He looks like he's something. An entity. Yeah, well, now. And that's going into what we're going to talk about. The gloves.
And that's one of the subjects we're going to talk about is that the film does talk about the embracing light and dark, but we'll talk about that in a sec. And one more thing I want to mention too that definitely made Boyman, I'd say, and problems. What was with the I mentioned this in the Aladdin clip. The sexualization with Leia in the last film. That too was like, okay, because they admitted like, we're making this film for boys. So
12-year-old boys.
12-year-old boys is what they even said.
So you want them thinking something kinky, something filthy, something unwholesome, unholy.
It's funny, you were 12 at the time. They literally said we were making it for like 12-year-old boys. Yeah. So they actually like literally said that. But
because 12-year-old boys have a little money in their pocket for allowance, and they're allowed to. And this is the 70s, so we're allowed to come and go to the movie theaters as we please. Take our little banana bicycles and ride off. And,
you're right. Yeah.
So 12-year-old boys.
Yeah.
So you want 12-year-old boys to be sexually have their first sexual perversion.
And it's such a weird scenario that puts weird thoughts in your head.
And I never thought, and I had.
Why would they do that?
And I never thought she was a princess. I mean, they said she called Princess Leia. General didn't come to mind. Really, a general would be in this position.
Yeah, I know.
She'd have a legion around. She'd have a squad.
Yeah, they
around
didn't really
her.
visually show her as a general very much.
I didn't learn that until all the new crap came out.
Yeah, actually, and speaking of all that, that's the thing is again because visual design is very much prevalent and used in films. They would have known to do this in Star Wars as well. I find it interesting, they didn't visually show her as a general. No. I also find it interesting that they didn't really make Luke becoming a Jedi Knight. They literally called that a knight.
Don't they have an outfit?
Well, I don't think they have a specific outfit. But,
that's bad storytelling too. Don't they have a specific outfit?
They didn't also do anything visually to make him knight-like. They didn't have Leia, knight him.
No, not dub him of any kind.
Don't count that part in the end of the first one where that was for just for your achievements and saving us from the bad guys.
What part is that?
It's the end of the first one where they get I think they get a medal. I don't know, I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
It looks like some graduation ceremony. I don't know.
Sounds kind of Scooby-Doo.
It's kind of random and doesn't really make any sense.
But
anyway,
mushy endings.
But there's no visual of her being knighted. It's not like you don't get the sense of him being a knight.
Right.
It's more of this monk, getting more trained in his auras.
Yeah. There's no definitives in that.
No.
Yeah. I felt like the whole movie when I watched it in '83 by accident at my brother's house was, it felt unfinished.
Yeah, and that's something else I did point out.
And unrealized per act. That the first Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 felt unfinished.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
They do that little thing. They do that little, that little
But also I mentioned this before to my students that I think one of the things that made really the fans really stay with it is that that every ending.
Looking for closure.
It was a trilogy, just like Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings film. Peter Jackson really made sure they had closure, particularly at the end. Some people even thought there's too many endings, but you were with it for 3 years.
Right.
Lord of the Rings was just 3 years when I think about it, and whereas Star Wars was over 7 years, maybe.
I think so.
About 7 years. So,
okay. 12.
Yeah. So
6 years. Yeah, because I'm 18 when the last mess came out. Yeah.
But so the fans have been in with it for that long, but every film ended with dun, 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 including the last one.
And here's the thing, because it wasn't.
And sorry, just to my point is that I think it made people feel like it's not done.
Yeah, when I watched it the first time, and at the end, that abrupt ending, I was like, okay, we done, because it's on HBO, so the next movie's already right now, an extra feature.
Right.
But I also think that they, Satan, who runs these movies, picked the perfect time. This is back when there was still 3 channels on the TV. Oh, right, yeah. There's nothing else to watch.
And this was there was nothing so big special effects wise.
No, this was the other thing would be 2001 Space Odyssey. But it was controlled in a way that was
arty too.
Arty too, and boring as hell. I had to watch it in film class, and it's just, ugh. Yeah. We'll talk about that. gosh.
Yeah.
How long does a monkey have to throw things up? Yeah, and they all worship him anyway.
Yeah,
He's so great. All the three wizards, the three whiz kids, worshipped him.
Yeah.
But when I watched the movie the first time, and then Star Wars, and I realized something too as it got to the 80s when I was an adult. That these films were put out just right. Satan put them out. Now I look back now, he put them out just the right time. This is back when we still had 3 channels, except for the UHF channel, that doesn't count. There wasn't any Fox News or CNN. There wasn't any cable. There wasn't cable when that movie came out.
Right.
It was just, cable didn't come out until like 80, 81, somewhere around there. Yeah. And so, and so you were inundated to watch it and fix your focus on it. And so that's what it did. It kind of made boys in particular focus on just the same, with the merch and everything, with it, the constant advertising, the constant TV spots, the posters, and it just, they kind of it became a realm. They had radio shows of it. They had books of it.
Disco version of the song.
They did disco version of the song. Thanks, John Williams, for selling out there. What? Oh yeah. Bill Murray did his
they had
version.
A Christmas special.
They had a Christmas special. Yeah, to keep it in your mind.
Yeah.
Oh. Whores. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to call.
That's as bad as that. That's as bad as that deleted scene in Titanic. I'm sure.
Yeah, and as bad as when the Brady Bunch got back together for their Christmas special. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't want to call people whores, but you had to. I think it's humiliation ritual. I think it's a ritual.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's disgusting. But because by the time that thing came out, I mean, Harrison Ford already did quality films.
Yeah, right.
So what are you doing this? What are you doing? Ew. Because I'm thinking on the surface, they must have to pay you a lot to do a Christmas special with that studio light, and
I know it didn't even have the lighting of for the Star Wars. It was just that.
It looks so dumb. This must be their sacrifice. This is you walking through the fire to join in.
You want to continue with your millions? Then you gotta do this.
You must do
this.
You
have to do this.
You have
to. The powers that be,
the ominous they told you to do this.
Yeah.
And just the way it came out, it kept in your mind. Bill Murray sings a lounge lizard version for SNL. Yeah. It's constantly being fed to you all the time. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. It became part of our language. Not my language, but it's definitely a language. So that was done on purpose. That was Satan going, this is one of the ways we're going to destroy man, a male.
Yeah.
By this crap.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely again, we see that intention behind it.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely some of the other deception in it through Gnostic stuff, definitely.
That again.
Yeah.
Rebellion.
Rebellion. Again, rebellion. That's definitely one of the...
Which is very much part of the other studios thing.
Yeah,
that's one of their bread and butters. How we get these young people to
This one was ripe for it. I mean, I almost wonder if he was working with them. But,
he probably was. But they all pledge allegiance to the same, neon gods.
So the characters, the good guys are called the rebellion, which I remember when I was thinking about that. I remember before we even knew about all of this, I remember thinking, well, isn't it better for them to be called the resistance? Because rebellion sounds like a bad thing, at least in my mind.
Because if you're resisting, if you're resisting the Führer's regime.
Yeah, because
the good people were resisting.
It feels
evil.
Resisting evil, resisting being enslaved.
Kind of like in Firefly, they were the resistance
I think they were called
against
the
Alliance.
Which
was supposed to be the bad people.
Yeah, even though they represent order, which again
is
kind of Gnostic too.
That's kind of Gnostic too.
But rebellion is rebellion. That's when rebellion means there is a set rule. Yeah. And I don't like it. So I'm going to rebel against it. This is what little kids do who are disobeying their parents. Right. You might as well call it the disobeyers.
Yeah.
So I remember I didn't like...
And making rebellion and disobeying a good thing.
A good thing. Oh, I saw this ad. I think it was advertising for the new Star Wars.
There's another one?
No, when the new ones were first coming out.
Okay.
When J.J. Abrams made the new one. It was a Target ad technically, but it was in coinciding with the studio. But it was just saying, it was advertising rebel. It was basically saying be a rebel. And it was
and rebellion totally is, and if people don't know, is is synonymous with witchcraft.
Yeah, and it's basically it's trying to push again this Gnostic idea of basically rebelling what Adam and Eve did when they took the fruit that God told them not to take. And so they are doing this on purpose. They know what rebellion means in terms of the Bible, and they're trying to get everyone to think that rebellion is good.
Yeah, that God was being a not so nice God to you by not letting you take from the fruit. So, well, maybe Adam and Eve could have done something good with it. We're gonna fix that. So it's basically that it's a form of rebellion too, because rebellion being witchcraft is because you're trying to undo what God has done. You know, you're trying to bewitch people. You know, I mean, Mr. Lucas is a fat little witch.
And this is part of this whole Gnostic thing too. Again, similar with all the other Gnostic stuff.
I rebuke him. I rebuke his.
Similar with all the other Gnostic stuff.
Artistic.
They make the villain.
Power.
If you think of it, the villain Sith, was it? Sorry. They're kind of portrayed as this kind of orderly, strict stormtrooper kind of regime, and so, but it's order. But it's portrayed as very much oppressive, which is I would say it's that Gnostic view of trying to say that order is bad, because God is order. God brings order.
Yeah, He brings order. He brings order to our worship. He brings order. He brings order to our minds.
Yeah, but all these films try to perpetuate it as a kind of enslavement, as a sort of just stifling your creativity and all yourself, so they make that's
order,
how it's portrayed.
That's how they make authority seem bad. I noticed they did that with the one with what's his name, Oscar Isaac. Nothing says crazy than putting a woman in a purple hair suit. And so
that was the Last Jedi.
Yeah, I'm sure Laura Dern thought she was being empowered, and this was an empowering moment for her. Because that's her thing. But I'm saying, I have bad news for you, sweetheart. They put you in that wig to make a clown out of you because they're basically saying that authority looks like that. Looks like an adult clown. Because we live in Seattle. All the purple-haired women talk to themselves, talk to the ATM machines, talk to their imaginary, loaf of bread that ex-husband as a loaf of bread and everything, and they all had purple hair.
I think they wanted her to look like this kind of annoying suburban mom who has rules. But also the curly purple hair saying, don't listen to her, she's crazy. There's nothing she says that's worth anything. And so it's rebel against her.
Discrediting her, and so
and we literally see in that one Poe. That's Isaac's character.
I don't want to know his name.
Sorry,
I don't want.
Oscar Isaac's character. He rebels. It's interesting. We have the rebelling against the Empire, and then you have the him rebelling even against someone who's on his own side. So it's literally really teaching rebel, even though and I think it's interesting even in that film. It resulted in a catastrophe.
Right.
But he's forgiven.
Because he went out from under her authority. Where if she's the general or whatever she was. Authority doesn't mean tyranny. Authority means that this person understands the beginning and the end and understands the bigger picture, and for your good. Most authority is good for you. It's trying to protect you. And he went outside from under it. Now, tyranny is different.
But they wanted, but they kind of wanted you to think that protection, authority is tyranny. It's the same thing.
Because tyranny is birthed and seeded from victimhood. So she wasn't a victim. No. She was in charge.
And I just find it interesting that they wanted the child probably to watch it and think, I can rebel, even if it leads to catastrophe, and he'll still be all right. I mean, he literally should have been court-martialed and shot. That's what happened. But no, he's fine. And I think they want people to think, rebel even if it turns out to be a catastrophe, even if you're wrong. That's kind of what that taught.
So it's mayhem and chaos.
It's absolute
chaos. It's
the opposite of order.
Right, which is what we're seeing now. So now, so that even being fed into a new generation or an older generation, when we see things chaos, and we see 40-something and 50-something men who have been brought up in this mess. Who are still out with T-shirts on and banners and not raising their kids and not taking care of their family.
Remembering, put away childish things.
Put away childish things because this is what it turns into, chaos. It turns into chaos. This, saving, toys and and not your kid can't even. Hey, Dad, can I play with that?
No, this is a collector's piece.
It's so rare.
It's not a toy. No,
it says toy.
It's Boba Fett.
What the heck is Boba? Is Boba Fett the fat blob?
No, that's Jabba the Hutt.
Trying not to say the F word. I'm trying. Ugh.
Let's move on to, actually, I want to talk about the force
names.
in the story.
Stupid names, Mr. Lucas. You are a nerd.
They are stupid.
Frankly,
names.
These names probably it's demonic too.
Yeah. For all I know, I don't know. For someone like him, who I really do think,
he's a
my
wizard.
Opinion, is dabbling in the dark arts.
Yeah.
For all I know, these are names of demons. I don't,
It sound like demons.
So I rebuke you, evil spirits, in Jesus' name.
I rebuke you.
And cast you out in the name of Jesus. But let's move on to the whole thing with the Force. That's basically this. It's this kind of mystic religiosity that he puts in the film. And according to George Lucas, he
believes in ecumenical.
Yes.
He believes that there's more than one way to God. If there is a God in his mind, he doesn't believe in a creator.
The Force in his mind is this, I guess, just a general everything, all religions.
Religiosity.
He thinks we're all believing in the same.
Well, he believes what the Pope believes. You can squish all the religions together, and squeeze them out of a toothpaste tube, and we can all go to God as one. And then not recognizing that Jesus Christ, one, he is God. He's God incarnate, and he died for our sins. So he's the only way. Yeah. He's the only way in. So notice he doesn't mention that. And also, he doesn't understand what religion means. Religion doesn't mean faith practicing of faith. It means to practice, though. Yeah. You religiously brush your teeth. Yeah. You religiously practice soccer because you're on a team. Yeah. That's what a lot of people
don't know that that's what that actually means.
Yeah. Technically. Jesus said true religion, he says, as in true practice, is to give to the poor and take care of the widows and the orphans. That is called the true religion. So whatever he's talking about. But
there's only one way to
heaven to God is through Jesus Christ. Yeah. Through his blood. You have to trudge through his blood to get to God because he spilt it for you. Yeah.
But
this nonsense he was talking about.
So basically, this
nice hairline though. Once it got plugs,
So this idea of the Force again, it's teaching this kind of vague, mystic. Anyone can get to heaven, and there's no, and we all just have the Force.
That's so sad because your dad's Aunt Barbara died believing this, and she was white knuckling the side of her bed, scared to die. Because she didn't know where she was going. Yeah. And she probably could feel.
I doubt anyone who believes that when they're dying are dying peacefully.
No, they're not. Yeah. They're screaming out because they can see hell in its doorway. Yeah. I hope and pray in her last seconds, maybe. Yeah. Like the thief on the cross. Yeah. That's all she had left. Yeah. Because she was dying of cancer. Because she was into all this mystic crap, which actually brings all this stuff brings in darkness. It literally brings death into you. Because God is life.
Actually, that's a perfect segue into. I just want to talk about what the other thing that this film does, or the saga kind of does, is it perpetuates this idea of embracing light and dark. And talking about the Force, what I think is deception in the film. It's kind of this yin yang idea of that you can embrace dark and light and all that stuff. But what I think the newer films, the one with Rey, actually make it a little more obvious because they're not that subtle nowadays. But in the old one, it's there though too, because they have it that basically the bad guys, they call them the dark side. They call them the dark side, and then we have the good guys, which they don't actually give a name, by the way, to them as being the light, which I find is interesting.
Because they don't get absorbed. That's why.
But the idea is that both the dark side and the good side are using the same force. But what it ends up making people think is that this same force that the villains are using, I can also use for good. Yeah. And that's, I think...
This is where you're walking into... Now you're going to get into people, even in the the so-called evangelical movement, that I can do bad things and still make up for the greater good, to do good. I can do these things.
Yeah, I think it actually is also
evil things. I can do a little evil. Somebody said that. Do a little evil for
a greater good. That was in Kingdom of Heaven.
Kingdom of
Heaven. But it's interesting because that was kind of putting in what pseudo Christians say or think of saying.
Yeah, and that's God's gonna go. No, that's not gonna fly. You either all the way in or you all the way out.
I also think because I think this is subtly even perpetuating this idea of. That alluding to, I think, in real life, where, again, like I said, in my opinion, people are using the occult, calling on powers from entities, evil spirits, and I think they're trying to rationalize in their mind that oh, I can use it for good. I can call in these same powers that are evil. Because when I think about it, anything that's a power, like say the Force, and the villains, if the villains can use it, that means it's evil.
Yeah.
And if you're a good person and you use it, you're using something evil. You just think you're just rationalizing that you're not.
Right.
And I think it's almost like they're alluding, I can use the power, witchcraft and powers, and I can talk to evil spirits, and it's for good.
One of the crazy churches that's in trouble. I think it's Bethel. He said that the evil that has been done at their church is worth it because look what the good it has done.
Right.
Huh?
What? Yeah, the total deception of Satan to think that.
This is satanic. And enjoy the tribulation, dude.
Yeah, but that's what the whole thing with the Force is teaching people. I mean, this guy might have been a Star Wars fan, probably.
Yeah, he's about the age.
Right.
He's the age. I look at everyone who's like between 60 and 65.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh, right, you were one of those. Yeah. You said the Force be with you. The Force be with you. Let me drink.
No, thank you. I don't want that Force.
No, thank you.
It's not Jesus, so
not Jesus.
forget it.
Yeah. Just even saying that. And this, because remember that's a world that's connected to these worlds as well. You know, they all got basements.
I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, they have this. They literally celebrate it now.
Yeah, so they're absorbing. So
4th.
People are. This is a battery.
Making it a holiday, which, by the way, holiday comes from the word holy day.
So,
it used to be that it was the holy days.
Yeah,
the holy days
are Yom Kippur.
Yeah, in the
Rosh
Bible.
Hashanah, in the Bible, and
now
the Feast of Trumpets. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, these other other people have taken it on, and now it's these really pagan worship. Really,
yes, it's pagan worship. This is pagan worship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the high priest of this is George Lucas.
Yeah,
I mean, he created it, so this is not an alleged thing. He
Yeah.
created this mess.
Unless someone else did, and he's just taking on the. But
he'd
have to admit
he'd
to
have
that.
To come clean.
Yeah,
he'd go, I didn't do it. It was so and so.
The aliens told me.
The aliens.
AKA demons.
The demons gave me the idea.
Yeah.
But this being that his creation, and people say this thing, they're literally conjuring up energy and creating a battery of energy of demonic forces. So this is something to fast and pray about. So I guess I'm fast and praying. Yeah.
But yeah, this is so that I think this film definitely alludes. This is why I think they made Luke still in the dark clothing afterwards, because it's making people think that you can embrace the dark and the light.
Yeah, we talked to a guy on the train. We talked about that. He was wearing the dark, which was a cool leather jacket, but he had the yin yang sign, and he was trying to say that you can have darkness and light, like, and you cannot.
No, it's a little leaven leavens the whole lump. That's Bible. In God there is light, and in Him there is no darkness.
Yes,
that's
because he believed in Jesus, but he thought he could believe in the dark too. Why would you want to believe in the dark?
No,
this show when people if you're watching, when you embrace the dark, they're gonna come knocking at your door. You've been wondering why.
I found it interesting even about the guy.
Why is my toaster on and I didn't put it on?
Again, I found it interesting about the guy that we were talking to, and God bless you if you're watching. I really hope you're getting more in the Word. But I found it interesting in his embracing the light and dark. I found it interesting. He mostly looked dark.
Yeah.
He
was looking kind of gothic.
Kind of gothic look. Yeah.
He's a sweet guy though.
Sweet guy. Cool. Yeah, cool guy.
Yeah. I think.
And I hope he walks further on his path to Jesus.
The light, which is Jesus Christ. He said, "I'm the life."
Yeah, but
he's the light of the world.
Yeah, light of the world. Yeah, and so, but you can't embrace light and dark. Darkness literally is death. You know, as we were talking about. People who think that there's any way to God, they're likely going to get cancer because it brings darkness into you.
It brings darkness. Yeah. God didn't make us,
and it's death.
God didn't make us. He made us in His own image, which means we would be healthy.
Yeah.
People are like, that's not fair to say it. No, it is. Okay. Yeah, Mom, you might want to look in your purse. What Ouija boards and shit is in your purse? Yeah. Whatever you're harboring that is of the dark. Yeah. It can make your children sick, make you sick, make you deranged.
And a lot of people think like you're being harsh, but this is something you should look into for yourself. You need to know this
so that you can make a better life for yourself while we're waiting for Jesus
I'm not
to come
pointing
back.
fingers. It's more something like when something happens to me, I have to think, what did I do wrong?
How did I step outside the will of God? God has a lovely tabernacle for everyone who believes in His Son. Yeah. But if you step out and rebel, catastrophe, like it shows in the movie. Catastrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
you don't want to embrace darkness.
No.
And anything that is not of God is darkness.
Yeah. So and you don't want.
Some things might seem like it's light, and that's the devil's ploy.
That's why he comes as an angel of light.
But if it's not Jesus, if it's not God, if it's not in the Bible, it's darkness.
It's darkness.
death.
You wonder why your doors opening up, but are you opening them? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Because you've embraced the dark, and the devil's here to steal and rob from you and kill you even sometimes.
And by the way,
destroy your life.
In talking about the whole black and white dark thing, I definitely think there's a slight maybe Freemason allusion to this. Kind of the Freemason always has this checkered floor, black and white.
As duality. They call it some kind of kind of duality thing that's going on. Which is of Satan.
Freemasons, they act like they say we believe any god, but it's really you're serving Satan.
It's a Luciferian. I mean, there's even church people who don't even know that. They joined the club thinking they'll make their lives better, and they had no idea that this is serving Satan. And a lot of the Hollywood's entities are combined with many other secret societies, and this is one of them. And they'll show it in movies, especially in the movie videos. Music videos, a lot of black white floors, but we see it. It's in Star Wars.
It has the whole duality thing, the whole thing that both of these people, the evil and the good, the light and the dark, are getting their powers from the same source. That doesn't make any sense,
And it's really what it has done is it's bewitched people.
Isn't another passage? Was it water and vinegar cannot come from the same?
That's in scripture too. That water and vinegar cannot come from the same fountain.
So that's your clue. I mean, that's again a way to not be deceived, and we're going to talk about that as coming to Jesus. But it points out that that's a clue. If vinegar is coming from the spout, then it's like this is not a good thing.
Right.
You can't get a good thing from it. It's It's like the whole thing. Jesus saying, "Bad fruit doesn't come from a good tree. Good fruit doesn't come from a bad tree."
Right.
So if this force is being given, if evil people are using it, then this is not good.
This is a bad tree.
So again, you can't embrace.
In Hollywood, is a bad tree.
You can't embrace light and dark. You need to only have light. You know.
Ironically, the Hollywood is from a Hollywood tree, and so therefore this Hollywood is a bad tree. All of it. I mean, all of it. From every good movie you think you love, there's something dark underneath. Sacrifices have been made. What a mess. On this side. You believe in Jesus. You get on the other side after Armageddon. You'll be able to make those who believe. You can be able to make movies that are pleasing to the eyes of God. And and don't worry, it's not cheesy movies.
Those aren't pleasing.
Those aren't pleasing to God. He probably goes, They're cringe. If we're cringing, that's the Holy Spirit. Us warring with a really clown demon.
Which I'm going to go over. Probably was it
Wing of Prayer?
Bad title. Already you know it's going to be corny.
Those cheesy, the cheesy Christianese, it's crappy Christian content. Always have cliche titles.
Because they think they're so clever, I guess.
Wing of Prayer. Oh my goodness, just garbage.
Oh, in that movie.
I got through 15 minutes and that was it. Sorry.
You can tell they're influenced by Star Wars actually too, a little bit.
So you have to review that.
If you want to review it with me, you're gonna might have to watch it.
I'm not watching it. I can't. I mean, you've read us enough.
Which would you rather watch, Star Wars or that?
I'd rather fast for 40 days and 40 nights like Jesus than do that. I mean, and as far as like Star Wars, I remember the second round of the new ones came out in '97.
The prequel ones.
Yeah, they're prequels or whatever.
And that's I find it annoying when I say
sorry. All I'm gonna say is I slept through them. I think my brain just went, no, I will not receive this, and I just shut down. I woke up for no. I think it's Ian McGregor said no,
which was too long. It's like George Lucas wanted to be like longer. It has to be better than the first.
Oh, and then what happened?
Qui-Gon Jinn died.
Ugh. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. Oh, I better drink some water though.
So we should move on actually. But so how to not be deceived?
I'm still
You're still really
stupid. Nay. Who played him? At least I know.
William Neeson.
Oh, that they keep.
I don't think I remember thinking it's like
him. Couldn't they give him Rindoprenaphian or something. I don't know. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do I have hives? No, not yet. Okay. Whew.
So how can you not be deceived?
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't watch this freaking movie. One. Okay. Sorry. The whole series of them. Miss Kennedy's. They said they ruined it. They're already ruined to begin with.
Yeah. It's like you're ruining something that was
already
broken.
Broken. So if it was
in fact, this might be a blessing in disguise. I would hope that now that it's been ruined with the acolyte and all this other stuff
and been wokeified.
I hope
feminized,
it woke people up.
Yeah.
I hope it woke some of these men up. To finally grow up after. What, how many? 50 years?
Almost 50 years. It'll be 50 years next. Oh God, 50 years.
Sorry, but I would hope so. I would hope it made people think, you know what? Maybe I should move on.
Maybe I should grow up.
Maybe I should raise
my kids.
Yeah. Oh, they're already grown. Well, maybe I should.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Yeah. So I hope that it did do that, and I think it probably did. I don't.
To some extent. Some people it might have snapped them out of their. Out of this bewitching. Yeah. This bewitchment.
Yeah. And maybe some are thinking, well, then I'll just always go back to the original, and this is why we have this video, so that you know that it's all bad.
It was all bad. This is all from the same tree, the Hollywood tree. This is all from the Hollywood tree.
Yeah. In a sense, they were never really breaking away from the original story. It was really
doubled down.
It was all about.
Yeah.
It was about embracing darkness.
Yeah, it was all about embracing darkness, crushing men. Making
apparently the acolytes
babies out of them.
The acolyte characters are witches. Like, well, yeah, this is witchcraft.
Yeah, it's coming to its full fruition.
Yeah.
This is the tree's full fruition.
Yeah.
All of this is bad fruit. Like think of it like
disgusting
tree.
Stranger Things like tree.
Yeah, with black apples.
Yeah.
It's come to this because we are in the end times and into the thinning.
Yeah, that's
the spaces of
things
thinning.
are being revealed.
Yeah, everything's being revealed.
Yeah. So.
On that note,
again, how to not be deceived is
follow Jesus. Follow Jesus. We are all sheep, saved and unsaved.
Yeah. Notice how many times I was able to mention Scripture as a counter to the evil witchcraft of this film. It's because Jesus points out these things. The Scripture is written by the Holy Spirit. And Jesus, was filled with Jesus is God, and so is the Holy Spirit.
He said, "I will send you a helper."
I'll send you a helper, and
Holy Spirit.
You only get that when you follow Jesus.
Yeah, and we're all sheep, left, right. There's no left, right. There's just it's saved and unsaved.
Yeah.
People going to hell and people who are not going to hell. The ones who are going to heaven are the sheep that follow Jesus. Jesus is the way.
Only way, not multiple ways.
No multiple forces. What did he say? He was talking. I don't even think he believed what he said. He doesn't know what he's saying because he's not saved.
That clip,
George Lucas needs to be saved. He needs to repent of all that he's done. He's probably done some terrible things. That's the only way you can get this high up anyway. He's probably a high up, allegedly warlock
anyway. The only way this film could be made and be so widely received
is through dark stuff. Dark ass stuff. I mean, the darkest of the worst things that can happen. Go to the Bible. The Bible actually shows you some of the dark stuff. There's some people you couldn't go into a city unless you did that dark thing.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
And so nothing's new under the sun. Yeah. What was done then to get success is done now to get success.
And so, of course, he would want to perpetuate. There's many ways. It's convenient for him getting what he wants, doing what he wants.
Right.
Yeah. And, of course, that's what he's going to push out, but it's wrong. There is only one way.
There's only one way. It's Jesus Christ. And don't follow these people. Don't believe this. Follow Jesus. You do not want to die on the hill of delusion.
Yeah, I want to I'll put another video in this one of there's a video showing accounts of people who died unsaved. And
it's terrible.
It's multiple accounts, some in the 1800s, some a little more recently, and it's pretty terrible. It's them literally feeling hell as they were dying.
It's kind of like when you're the reverse of when you're sleeping and you're about to wake up. You're right in there where you can see things.
Yeah,
they were
in those moments.
They were in that little space where they can see where they're going, which is hell.
And these were people who didn't believe in God. Some of them were Satanists, and they got a very unfortunate, rude awakening. So that is the end.
It's an eternal awakening. That's what's so horrible. I mean, I don't want to think about people.
No, it's that's why when I think about it, it's
Reading the book of Revelation, and
I don't wish it on my enemies. I don't wish it on
you don't want that. No. Yeah, so
you want them to come to Jesus. Because when you come to Jesus, you're changed.
You accept Jesus.
Yeah, accept Jesus.
You accept him.
Yeah, because he's already paid.
He's already knocked on the door
for your life with his blood.
Yeah, he said
it's there for us to have.
Yeah, and he knocked on the door. Yeah, and probably every person who is listening to this or any other podcast who talks about Jesus for reals has had moments where they know that was God trying to reach them, because he made you and he loves you. That's why he sent his son to die on the cross and spill his blood and pay the debt, the sin debt that we all owe to God. He paid it so that we wouldn't be separated from God and go to hell. Yeah. So it's easy. You don't have to go to church, please. And in fact,
it's cribly easy.
It's you used to say,
you said that.
I used to say that when you guys were younger. It's cribly easy. It's so easy you want to cry. So it's cribly easy. You just accept it. Say yes to him. There's many Bible verses that say that you just accept him. Yeah. It didn't say get a church membership. No. Don't listen to people go, "Oh, I accepted Jesus Christ," and they go, "Well, what church are you gonna go to?" No. In fact, don't go to church. The preachers now are not preaching the end times. They're not preaching the end. They're not preaching salvation. They're preaching prosperity gospel and all this other crazy mess.
The word, the
and
scriptures.
Then you want to read it for yourself.
Yeah, for yourself.
You want to read the Bible for yourself.
Pray for understanding. The Holy Spirit will give you understanding. Yeah. It says if you ask for wisdom,
He will give it to you generously.
Yeah. So, you just have to have faith that you're going to get it.
We're in the times now that movies are over. Have you seen the movies? They're crap. The reason why is because whatever remnant was there is leaving, but it's all receding now because it's almost over. We're almost at the end of an age. This is the age that is leaving. The generations that were around, the generation that was around in 1948 is the last generation, or the first generation. But we're not getting any more. So the movies, don't go to the movies anymore. Read your Bible. Read a good book. Read a good book. We're reading now.
Word for word Bible translation is the best kind.
Yeah. Stay away from the Messenger Bible. It's convenient theories for you monthly. Yeah. Bible. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want that. Yeah. It's talking you out.
Translating in a way that we can understand in this modern day.
And also it's translating a way for you to get away with sin. Yeah. And you don't want that. You want to accept Jesus Christ. So when he says come to Jesus, it means that receive Jesus into you. So you can follow him. Follow Jesus. Yeah. And there's only one way. In the Bible, before they were the Christians were called Christians, they were called the people who followed the way. Yeah. Because Jesus is the way, as he said, the truth, the way, the truth, and the life. Yeah. And he's also
chosen. They had him say, "Making a way."
Yeah, which is BS. No,
Jesus
the way
is the way.
Hell, ecumenical. Yeah. Don't die on that hill.
No. Yeah.
You don't want. You want to be on. Rapture. You want to be taken out of this world.
Some people think you're offending other religions by saying there's only one way. Yes,
I hope
it's true.
So. Yes,
because those aren't religions; those are pagan worship.
That's pagan worship.
Sorry, those are not. But I'm not sorry.
That's not a faith in God. Those are pagan worship.
Yeah, it's pagan worship.
They're literally there to shadow you away from God, the Creator.
These religions were people who were deceived by the fallen angels who fell with Satan, portraying themselves as these gods. Yeah. So this is all a part of the deception.
Right. From the highest one up, with his little fish hat, all the way down to people doing yoga mats. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Yeah. I want you to be saved. Yeah. You want to be saved. You don't want to be among this. You want to be holy, which holy means set apart. And so when God says, be holy because I am holy, he's saying, be set apart because I'm set apart. I'm not like the other gods. And they are gods. There's gods, lowercase g. These gods are demons. Mm-hmm. They worship demons themselves. They are demons. They also do pagan. And most of the pagan stuff has to do with SA, with the torture and the unaliving and the SA of the little ones, the innocent blood. They all have to do with that, except God. Yeah. When he said, we are in the days of Noah now. Yeah. That's what they call it.
Yeah. By the way, I believe every religion, by the way, except for the true way, which is God, Jesus, all the other ones, it's all about works. And it's interesting how it's works that bring you to heaven. And it's interesting how people enlightenment. It's interesting how people are actually, the devil wants to make people not want to accept where
something so easy.
The way, which it's not works, it's just following Jesus.
Yeah.
It's
faith
Jesus
in
did
Jesus.
the work.
Yeah, he did
which
the work.
Is the salvation.
Yeah, the work of the cross. Yeah.
God will not accept you unless you have received Jesus' blood that cleanses us of our sins.
Right, because he did the complete work on the cross. He said it is finished. Yeah. It is complete. Yeah. And you are a child that was written in heaven as the author and finisher of you. Yeah. Wants you to be in his book of life. The Lamb is Jesus, by the way, too.
Yeah.
So not be
receiving
deceived.
Jesus keeps you from deception.
And all these movies
gives you peace.
Right.
And of course salvation.
And all these movies, all of them. I don't care if it's about bunnies and Milo and I don't know these movies.
Ice Age. It's
Ice Age,
the
whatever.
Gnostic film.
They're all here to deceive you and prime your brain, smooth your brain out. And,
make you think God is bad.
Make you think God is bad, so that in the end, when the Antichrist does come, you will follow him. Yeah. You will follow him. Yeah. And not the Good Shepherd Jesus. You will rebel.
So rebelling is good. That's what they want you to think.
And then you will, when Jesus comes back to rule and reign, and there's nothing he can do about it at that point. If you're not with him, then,
Yeah. See, a lot of people think, like, why would God send people to hell? God doesn't send people to hell.
You send yourself.
You send yourself.
You send yourself. He's waiting, open arms. Yeah. Hands nailed to a cross. Yeah. He's got the wounds. Yeah. That tell you, he has wounds in his hands and his feet for you. He didn't do that. He didn't send you to hell. You did. Yeah. Yeah. And you can right now. You're alive.
Again, right now. This
is the day of salvation. This is the day of salvation.
All you have to do is, again, it's incredibly easy. Just talk to Jesus.
Yeah, and just
he's here listening to you right now.
Yeah, we don't go to church.
No.
We have church in our home. We just can't church at home when you say that. Yeah, because the church
just is another word for the household of God.
Yeah, the people who believe all over the world.
It's the people. Yeah, it's all people all the people who believed all over the world from the beginning to the in the future.
From the Greeks,
we belong to the same church as Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. We belong to the same church as
somebody in Cambodia right now.
Who believes in Jesus. Yeah.
So
my sister and brother in Christ, and and I don't know, to somewhere down
Terre Haute,
Terre Haute, wherever that is, or up in the Inuits, whoever that is, that's the church. Yeah, that's the church. Now you talking about these brick and mortars.
Most of them are full of Satan.
Yeah. Most of them are full of Satan. Yeah. Satan's inside the walls. Yeah. And also, no, it was never meant to be that way. They're not even houses of prayer. They're rock concerts with some
with a cafe,
with a cafe and a charlatan on stage, going nuts. Yeah. Dishing out their little issues and stuff. Yeah. Don't go.
Yeah. So I hope you know.
House church. Fun on house church.
Make your decision now, because literally the rapture could happen right now.
Right now. And then you'll turn us on, and we're not here. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few people. Cheer Denise won't be here. If you watch Cheer Denise, which I love her show. Nathan Reynolds won't be here and his family. They'll be raptured. Ashley Hayes, out. Melanie King, out. There's some people that are gonna be out.
Yeah. So make your decision right now.
They'll be up in the clouds. Make a decision, and we'll see you in the clouds.
Yeah, we'll see you in the clouds. Yeah, but So again, we hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.
I didn't enjoy talking about
that was
Star
hard.
Wars.
Yeah, that was hard for you, I'm sure.
Oh, just the nerding out. And some of you probably been around people like that. Yeah. It's like the brain is broken, and they just like dispense all the, it was that's not the ship's name, blah blah blah.
Millennium Falcon.
Oh my God! And then the controls are called this. What they name? Oh my!
I know, it's such a.
It just makes you just flatlines you right away. Yeah, it just. Oh my goodness.
But thank you for enduring. Maybe I should say, in some of these words and phrases. But we hope you please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time or in the clouds.
Hopefully, soon.